Hey everybody, trying something different here, trying to do this with voice over the video rather than the written word. After all, we're living in a video world here, so why the hell am I writing words onto a blog? But really, I just thought it was going to be a little bit easier for me to talk about the options that I'm exploring as I'm going through course reading, and then also to talk about what actually occurred in the run if I can have the visual along with the audio going on, and I thought that would be easier for me. I think it'll also hopefully be more entertaining for you. Let me say up front that I recognize that looking at these novice runs and the course analysis and even the run analysis is pretty boring. I get that. That's not that interesting for me in many ways when I'm doing the course walking. But as we go through our career here, Snips and I, hopefully we'll get into higher level courses, more interesting courses, and it'll be more interesting for us and more interesting for you. All right, well, here's the course. And so to look at this, I'm basically going to break it down into four sections, roughly 1 to 3, 4 to 7, 7 to 11, and then 11 to 14. The first three obstacles are a straight line, so all I've got to do is line Snips up correctly and then make sure she knows we're going forward. I do have to get myself in position for this front cross at number 4. What I'm going to be concentrating on here is making sure that I'm taking a step towards number 4 as I finish the front cross, and also that as I finish the front cross, I'm at that stanchion, so I'm in the right positional cue for that front cross. I don't think it's going to matter, but I'm just trying to be really tight with my cues and tight with my work. After the front cross, pretty simple loop with the dog on my right to the weave poles at number 7. So here's where I'm really interested to find out what I get. As many of you know, or as any of you know who've read previous posts, I've been having tremendous trouble getting her to hit weave pole entries at trials where she's moving really fast. And so I'm really curious what's going to happen at this trial. I've been working very, very hard on it in practice. Basically, over the last probably 2 weeks, every chance I've gotten, I've set up a sort of a U-shaped tunnel with the weave poles sort of in the middle of that U, or kind of down a ways, but in the middle of that U. And I've been running her through that so that she's hitting the weave pole entries at speed. And then I've been varying how far the weave poles are from the tunnels, what angle they're at, and really just kind of drilling the notion that at speed you need to collect and hit the weave pole entries. So coming into the trial, probably the number one piece of information that I'm interested in getting is, can she hit her weave pole entries? All right, so I get whatever I get on the weave poles, and coming out of the weave poles, I've got my first handling choice to make, which is 8, 9, 10, 11, and whether I'm going to do a rear cross or a front cross. I'd run this course earlier in the day, or the open version of this course earlier in the day with my older dog, and this same sequence existed. And in his case, I decided to do the rear cross that I'm showing you here. And the reason I did that with him is because I have to support him more on number 8 because he's not as fast. And so I was already going to be up at the stanchion at number 9, at which point doing the rear cross, kind of tucking in there and doing the rear cross made sense. Snips, of course, is much faster, and so that has two implications. The first one is that with just a little bit of forward momentum, I can get her to carry out over number 8, at which point I'm actually closer to the stanchion at number 10, and so I can just get myself into positional cue there and be ready for the front cross. The only thing I'm really worrying about at all is, will she come across and take number 9? It's at a kind of an angle, and so she's going to slice it a little bit, and so the question is whether she'll take it or whether she'll take it out. Truthfully, I'm not that worried that she's going to take it out because there isn't another option that actually makes sense if I'm in positional cue at number 10. But I am going to be concentrating really hard to make sure that my feet and shoulders are showing her that I want her moving in a direction that takes her over number 9 until she commits to that jump, at which point I can execute the front cross. Which leads us to the last sequence and the choice of whether to put a front cross in at number 12 or to do a rear cross on number 13. And if you look at the front cross option, the problem with it is that I've got to get myself moving really fast to get into position and show decel at number 12. And what I'm concerned about is that as she's coming over number 11, if she sees me moving that quickly, she's going to think, and I think justifiably so, that we're heading for that off-course trap jump, and I would fully expect her to take it. or slam on the brakes really hard and come back and take number 12. What I decided to do instead is to put a rear cross in at number 13, and what that allows me to do is with my feet and shoulders clearly indicate that we're making a right turn after number 11 and heading over number 12. And then with her speed, she will easily get ahead of me to take number 13, which allows me to cross her path and then just run as fast as I can for number 14 in the end of the course. And I think for her and with her speed, it's going to be a much cleaner line. All right, so with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and then look at the run. So the first thing that you're going to see here is a mistake that I've made on a couple of occasions, which is the moment that I release her, I'm standing still, and I don't get myself moving forward the minute that I release her. The front cross goes okay, but I think I could have been closer to the jump. And she hits the weave poles and makes it all the way through perfectly. But if you look here, you'll see that when she takes the jump before the weaves, I'm about 6 to 8 feet in front of her. But then what you'll see is that when she actually hits the entry to the weaves, we're actually equal with each other. So between the two moments, I slowed way down because all I'm thinking about is her making that weave pole entry. And that's not the picture I want to present to her. I don't want her to get dependent on that. So you can kind of see, if we look at it in slow motion, you can see as I come around, I slow way the hell down. But the rest goes according to plan. A little wide there, a nice tight turn there, and then kind of a picture-perfect rear cross there, and off we are to the finish line. And so here are the results from that run. Finished first out of 3 dogs, 16 seconds, 16.43 seconds, 6.21 yards per second, and a Q. And I wish that I would be following this up with 3 more videos, 2 standard runs and another jumpers with weaves run. But after this run, Snips broke a toenail and was unable to run for the remainder of the day, and actually unable to run the next day. And so I was unable to participate in any more of this trial, which was a shame. But she'll be back the following weekend, the weekend of April 18th and 19th. We have a USDAA trial, and in that trial, we'll be doing 10 separate runs. So I will post some videos from that, and see you then.